Hey everyone, let's have a weekend vlog. It's Saturday morning, shortly after 8, and the sun is about to have risen, but it doesn't really look like it. So we're having awkward lighting and awkward angles. I'm about to go for my run. As I said, Saturday morning. I skipped it last week and stayed in bed because it was cold and I wanted to read. But it turned out that didn't do me any good. I enjoyed the reading, but the rest of the day felt kind of off. So I got out of bed in the dark this morning and am about to go running. It's 2 degrees, 3 degrees, I don't know. Rather cold, and I don't know how long my long run will be. Recently my long runs haven't been as long as I would have liked due to exhaustion and cold. But that's okay. I like starting my day running, so that's what we're going to do. I'm currently listening to an Unkindness of Ghosts by River Solomon, and I have about 1.5 hours left. I must say I'm not particularly in love with the book. I noticed that it is something I feel I should have read because so many people were talking about River Solomon lately and their books and how good they were. And that's how I got it. And I'm quite glad that I got it on the Audible catalog plus catalog, so I didn't spend an extra credit for it, but I used my membership points. And I have been speeding it up a lot. Mostly it feels like another story about a place where there is social injustice. The white rich people are on the top of society and oppressing the low-borns, or lower deck in this case as it's on a spaceship, black people with less money. Well, of course they have less money, they're oppressed. Basically, it's a spaceship floating through space. I don't know why and where they want to go. The upper crust, the white, rich, and educated people have created a system with a sovereign who is godlike, and guards and police forces are oppressing and really abusing the downtrodden lower decks. So a ship, the top is good, the bottom is bad, or from society's point of view, wealth and education, all the things. It's representing how we live. And I kind of feel I don't want this at the moment. I'm not saying it's badly done. I'm saying I am not interested in this kind of story at the moment. I feel there have been quite a lot of those where we have some form of vessel or limited space recreating society and the injustices in society. So far we are mostly following Esther from the lower decks, who has some medical skills and is attending or working together with the surgeon from the upper decks, who is sort of related to the sovereign. I'm not completely sure about that relation there, but she can move rather freely around, which doesn't mean she has free access to everywhere. She needs passes written by the surgeon, and guards still make it their hobby to oppress and punish and abuse her. The disparities between the upper and lower decks are frequently mentioned. There's been shortages on energy, so the heating has been cut off for the lower decks so that the upper decks can have their nature parks and ice rinks and whatever. And I don't really know how they make food and where that comes from and all the other things. There is little about why they are on the ship and where the ship is going, since I only have 1.5 hours left, double speed granted. I don't really know if that is going to be cleared up. The old sovereign was sick and now just died, and the new sovereign is someone who really hates Esther, our lower deck medical woman, and so it's not getting better, and I don't really know what it wants to tell me, honestly. I mostly notice that I don't care about the people, I don't care about the world, I don't care about anything here. And that mainly is my fault. It's not badly written, it's probably all right in the world building, but it just feels repetitive in the idea to me, and nothing special has been done so far. But I will see if the last 1.5 hours will change my mind. I honestly sped it up to 2 times speed by now because I want it to be done and I don't care that much. It's not too fast that I don't understand things. I usually tend to speed up audiobooks as long as I can still understand them and it sounds like someone telling you the story. And the longer you listen to a book, the more you can do that. But I don't always want to do that because I think there's a perfect speed for every narrator and you that matches perfectly where you enjoy listening to the book the most. But if I don't care about a book, I tend to speed up a little bit faster than I would normally. Anyways, I'm going for a run now because I think the sun is almost there, so I don't have to run with a night light or a lamp. And I'll talk to you soon about what else I'm going to do this weekend and reading because I don't really have plans, but I thought a weekend vlog would be nice. Rambly, rambly, rambly. I should go running. Well, this is what we call daylight. I'm back on my run. It's been raining all the time and I'm going to get croissants for breakfast. Didn't I say I wanted to get up early to not mess up my day with energy again, like I did last weekend? I don't know what went wrong, but I ate too much, I guess. My stomach has been off all week. I've been sick from eating something for the third time this week. I don't know what that's. That's partly why I'm thinking about a elimination theory, diet, blah, strategy, the whole 30 I heard about. I still have no clue what am I supposed to eat, but apparently you eliminate a lot of food for 30 days and then you reintroduce them for the next however long and see what agrees with you and what doesn't agree with you, not only in a allergy or that you don't really, it's not, what's the other word that's not allergy, but when you cannot digest it well, but more on a sensitivity scale of if it makes you feel good or bad, if it makes you feel sad, it causes brain fog, something like that. Thinking of doing that in January after this week, but I need to look more into that. So maybe that's coming next year that I tell you about that. But I didn't want to talk about how awful I feel just now after breakfast, but about the ending of An Unkindness of Ghosts. Like expected, I finished most of it on my run and then the rest while I went and got the croissants for breakfast, which were very tasty. Maybe that's why I ate too much. Anyways, so the book ended. It ended. I still don't really know what I wanted to do. It follows a few characters and it introduces different perspectives. It does a good job of introducing the characters. The narration of the audiobook is really well done with the different dialects and I think it's dialects and different styles of talking to show who's lower deck and who's upper deck, so low class, high class. And it also shows friendship and how friendships work on or in this society, but I really don't know what it wants to tell me. Aside from showing us a society where it's a God-given right class system that men rule over women and the rich rule over the poor or the white over the black. You know, something that we've seen a lot. And usually there is more of another story in it, but I couldn't find it. Our main character, the assistant, the Dr. Esther, she is an orphan because her mother apparently killed herself after she was born, but she has her journals and discovers something grander about her. But all of that doesn't lead anywhere. At least I didn't find it. Maybe I missed it? So I'm not really sure if this is me not understanding the book or the whole society and world and the abusiveness and oppressiveness and violence of that world overshadowing the rest of the story or whatever the story wants to be. And so I would recommend it if you feel like it's something that interests you. Read the synopsis, maybe find out what this actually wants to do. I still haven't done that. But if any of this feels like you have this idea, like I've read that before, and you're like me, not interested in it, I would not recommend going through with it. Because I don't think it's one of the need-to-know books in this type of storyline. If you have never read something like this, I think it's a good introduction to see how a society is represented in literature, showing how awful the world is. I'm a little disillusioned lately. The weather is not helping, but also everything else in the world. I think I need to stop reading books like that I feel like I should read, because we've all seen the discussions of reading is political and everything in the book world and in the world lately. And I know it's true, and I do feel it's important, but at the moment I do think it's not good for me. And I should stop doing things that I think I should do. Here's another should, a double should. Well, I hope you understand what I'm meaning. I feel really awful and not very much inspired. It's raining cats and dogs the whole day. It hasn't stopped, and I don't think it will stop. So my plans of going outside, I was looking outside the window. My plans of going outside have been mostly cancelled. I will try to film my November wrap-up now. That's been on the list for today, but as you can tell from this video, the lighting is awful, and we'll see. Energy levels are low. Might start something new to read, but I don't know what I want to read. A little bit off. Like I said, my stomach and my week, it's been off all week, and so I'm tempted to just lie down and watch Netflix. I'm rewatching Word of Honor. I actually wanted to watch, what was it called? Fall in Love with the Fox. I think I watched 6 episodes, and there was a drama arc and I got distracted, and now I'm watching something else, as usual. I'll update you later if I pick up a book. Let's have a look at the TBR, what to pick now. These are all the Discworld novels I still have to reread. The next one, I think, is Unseen Academicals. Yes, this is Unseen Academicals. This is the first one where we knew that Terry Pratchett got sick, and I did not enjoy it the first time I read it. So I'm not looking forward to the reread there. These are all the series where I'm thinking next year at the earliest. Philosophy, short stories, literature, that's too big for the weekend. I'm thinking of picking up something to do with paying attention. Mostly because I'm not good at paying attention right now, and it's short. It's the shortest book on the TBR right now, which would also classify for the Department of Speculation. I really forgot what that one is about. Let's read this one. It's posthumous. As far as I remember, this was posthumously published and is not completely finished, so it might not be a fully finished, formulated book, but it sounded enjoyable, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Sunday morning, let's check in. I didn't do much yesterday. I managed to read a bit in something to do with paying attention. I must admit I was falling into micro sleep every other paragraph, but I'm highly enjoying the writing, even though nothing much happened. The book starts off with a young man saying like, oh, what am I supposed to say? And his memory is shot. And then he talks about his past, what he remembers, his memories, and how his life was a little bit, mostly teenage years, a little bit about his family, a lot about him not having really an attention span, probably some kind of attention disorder, maybe some OCD, some there. There's a lot of drugs and Ritalin and other things that he tried, and how his life went. I don't know where this is going, but I do enjoy it immensely. This is something where I'm always confused, that I'm thinking I'm not reading literary books anymore as much as I used to. But then when I pick up something like this, I can tell this is a Wiebke book. This is something I really enjoy reading for the writing, not for the story, not for the plot, not for the themes, just pure writing joy. So I'm hoping to get some more reading done today, but I'm not really sure how or when, because since it's sunny, I'm rearranging my day a little bit. I didn't really do anything yesterday. I mentioned that I overate and then I was feeling sick, so I had some vegetable soup in the evening and I was really tired, so I spent most of the evening not even watching Word of Honor, but something where I didn't have to read subtitles. So I started Skeleton Crew. There's 2 episodes out, and I do like the imagery and it sounds interesting, but I'm kind of weary of watching coming of age children's stuff.
Granted, I'm turning 50 next year, so it's kind of expected that I'm not that taken by young protagonists. Then I continued basically watching some X-Files where I didn't have to concentrate, where I could just let it wash over me because I was so drained of energy. Today I woke up a little bit in a better mood. I'm not feeling sick anymore. I haven't eaten anything, so who knows how that turns out. And it looks like it's going to be a sunny day. So I'm changing the things that I wanted to do. I'm thinking of going on a bike ride later instead of going to the gym. The gym is in the dark. There's no windows in there. And since my body is really, really exhausted, I'm thinking I'm taking a rest day. But since not moving is also not good, as I've noticed sometimes before, it's going to be a short or a relaxing bike ride to Mashte, maybe an hour or something. If the weather keeps up, I need to edit my wrap up for November at some point today and hopefully do some reading, and then probably all my energy will be spent. Something I noticed this morning while lying in bed was that it's really annoying that it gets light so late because I'm up early. I can't sleep. I'm really having insomnia phases again, and I'm wondering if I feel insomnia more in winter than I do in summer. I don't think I sleep differently, but since it's darker and I don't really want to get up in the dark and the body is kind of aware of it should be sleeping, maybe I notice it more then. Let me know if you have insomnia, if you have some similar experiences, that in summer it doesn't really matter that much, but in winter it's harder. Wouldn't it be nice if I wasn't nervous about going to the gym anymore, like going in and feeling at home and comfortable about it? But no, I walk in, pretend to be all cool about it, so I probably look very arrogant and aloof, and just walk to the changing rooms, change, walk to my little area where the circuit training is that I'm doing, and usually nobody's there, so I don't have to talk to anyone. I listen to my podcast, audiobook, whatever, so I don't have to interact with anyone, and no one talks to me, and then I can go and have sauna and go to the spa and be very not part of the community, and will never feel more comfortable about it because I don't participate. But I don't know how to solve that, because the main thing I want is the exercise and the sauna and the rest part. But then it comes to the rest part. I notice that I'm very, very tired and restless today. So that is a bad combination, because while I was very exhausted after doing the exercises, that did feel good. But being in the sauna, I tried to meditate to really calm my mind, but it was just restless. Planning for things in the future, thinking about what I would do when I come home and what I feel like, and plans and everything, and just racing around everything. So I didn't stay as long as I had thought I would. I just got home and now I'm making dinner, and now my brain will be quiet because when I'm watching series, it just shuts up. And that's probably part of the reason why I'm consuming so much Netflix and series lately, because that's when my brain shuts up. And it's okay. I don't know what I'm going to watch. Probably starting another rewatch of Love Game and Eastern Fantasy. It's my recent obsession. It just came out last month and finished. So talk about obsession. And so thank you for watching. Let me know how your weekend was. I think my weekend was good after all. I did a lot of things despite not feeling like a lot of things. And I think I got some rest. I don't feel as exhausted as I did on Friday or yesterday. So right now I'm feeling rather good about myself. And I'm looking not really forward to next week, but I think I can handle next week better and maybe not be so stressed as I was this week. Let me know in comments how your weekend was. What have you done? What have you achieved? What are you proud of this week? Let's say something positive for a change. If you want to complain, do that as well. Everything's open here in the comments. Thank you for watching.